guys, finally he sleeps here. We're back in the garage today. I have my wife's Sonic, Chevy Sonic POS. That's the de facto model number. We're going with it. Today we're going to swap out the Coolant Temp Sensor. She's been having some overheating issues, and we've been kind of working through the different problems that we've had with it. And one of the issues is the fan is not running. The fan tests okay, but once it runs up to temp, the fan's supposed to kick in. And if she's moving, the air conditioner is blowing hot air, and all of the signs are putting back onto the Coolant Temp Sensor. And when we've tested the sensor, it is showing that it is bad. So we're gonna swap that out today. It's a quick fix. The one thing you have to worry about is all the antifreeze that is going to end up going everywhere depending upon how you do it. So that's what we're in for today. So the Coolant Temp Sensor is this sensor right here, and it is located here. Look, it is on the driver's side. Here is our thermostat, and this wire runs directly to the temp sensor. So to remove it, you have to disconnect the temp sensor. It's just a port. It's just a little press button right here. You click it, pull it off, gains access to it. You can see it down there. All right, there you go, you can see it. And you can tell there's a clip there holding it in place. All we're gonna do is drain the radiator, pull that clip up with a screwdriver. I'll show you how to do it. Pop the sensor out, put the new one in, and then refill the radiator, and we should be good to go. We're underneath the front of the car, and there is plastic shrouding all along here that is blocking our access to the radiator. Here's the shroud that we pulled off. All we had was a couple of Torx screws here in the front and a couple of bolts to remove on the sides. So just 4 and the whole thing comes down. So here is the front of the car on the passenger side, and there is the drain valve. So we're gonna just put a screwdriver there in the side and release it, but we need to have a pan down here underneath. And all we did was remove that shroud. This is where things can get messy. So I've got a little screwdriver up on the button. If I can go ahead and pull it out. Right. So there it is. Drain plug's removed. Now we should be able to take this and it'll really start coming out. Try to catch as much of it as we can. And then just make sure you clean everything up, because this is actually poisonous. It's toxic. You don't want it all over you. All right, so there is the temp sensor, and you can see the metal ring around it. So we're just gonna use a flathead, pry in there, and try to pop it out. Okay, so the clip is released. I'm gonna use a pair of needle nose and pop it out. Yeah. Okay, so here's the clip that we just popped out. There's the old sensor. New sensor is in. And we just have to push it in and pop this back down in its place. There it is, snapped in place. And then put the tab back in. All right, sensor's in place now. It's just a matter of filling the radiator back up and making sure there's no air in the system. And this is a open system, so you just basically fill it up, let it run. You make sure there's no bubbles, and we'll pull the air out of the lines, make sure everything's flushed, and get all the radiator fluid back in, and make sure the fan kicks on and the temp sensor is good to go. That's it. It's actually pretty simple once you get to that point. Make sure after you drive it for a while, you want to check your radiator level again and just follow the same procedure. Make sure you're topped off. But an open system like this is actually really simple to finish off and make sure that you don't have any air in the system. That's it. I'm FinallyHeSleeps. As long as you guys keep showing up, I'll keep making videos.